we got the requirements for the new Dark Dimension, guys, and they are rough. A lot of characters needing that gear 14. So we're definitely going to talk all about that in this Monday mailbag video, as well as the rest of your questions. So if you guys are ready for all that, you know what to do. Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. It is Monday. It is time for the mailbag. I am answering your questions about Marvel Strike Force and whatever else. A lot of questions about Dark Dimension, this new upcoming Dark Dimension. It is looking rough, guys. We'll have to see what the rewards are, but we're definitely going to talk about that. A lot of questions about Dark Dimension, and even the old ones, Fear the Darkness and Enter the Darkness. Also, a lot of questions about the Asgardians, who were recently announced as a full team. Heimdall, Sif rounding out that squad. They're looking strong. Gonna field some questions about that, plus Marauders and a bunch other stuff. Before we get into all that, I do want to give a shout out to Strike Time, who recently featured the ValleyFlyin channel on their episode 4. So yes, thank you to CM Zeke, Cerebro, and everybody else in that responsible for that, and mentioning this weekly mailbag show. So yes, if you guys have not already asked your questions in the mailbag, it is on the Discord channel. The link to that is down below, as well as some other links that do support the channel. But let's get to your questions, guys. All right, and starting off, guys, first question, more of a suggestion than a question, but I'd like to see you put an updated Blitz team roster on your video with Coulson, Sinister, and AIM in the mix. It seems like a worthwhile update. So normally OMG and I do roster reviews at the end of the month, and it is actually time for that. So probably later this week or next week, we will be doing a collab and looking at each other's rosters. You get to see all my teams, everybody I'm working on. So stay tuned for that video. But yeah, definitely something coming out very, very soon. Next question from Scotland. What is up, brother? What do you think about Fox next introducing new characters to allow synergy teams to perform better in other areas of the game, rather than release 4 to 5 characters, which eats up a lot of resources? As of now, most teams only have useful in one area of the games, like adding Hulkbuster to a power armor. I think this would be good. But I think the reason they're not doing this is because of money. When they release one character that works in a lot of different game modes, you have to spend money on one character, spend resources on one character. I think the way they're doing it now with releasing these teams, it's like, man, I need this character, but I need all this character to build out that team so this character works correctly. I think it's just a monetary thing, and unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go back on that. I would be very happy if they did. I like these single characters releases that could plug into different team. It allows that theory crafting, but the way it is right now is just releasing teams and just building these teams and building these resources. I like the old style, so hopefully they do release some of these more in the future. I hope that the community outcry for that is so much that they're going to have to do that. Next question, is it possible to see more team up synergy from characters? Example, Thor and Loki do a team up and Thor helps Loki get thrown at 3 enemies for damage or stun. I would like to see this. I know there's a couple in the game right now with Iron Man and Captain America. We got Wolverine and Colossus, a few other characters. I think these just add a little extra touch to the game, some nice things. So I hope they would add more of these. I don't know if that's something on their initial front burner that they really got to go hard on, because there's a big outcry from the community. But again, like the previous question, if there's a big reaction, a big outcry that the community really wants this, I think that is something they will address. All right, next question. What do you think about 1 and 2 red star drops being completely eliminated, thus having the lowest possible drop being a 3? I would be in favor of that. This red star system definitely needs a revamp. It's been about a year. December 8th, 2018 was when red stars were officially added to the game, and they definitely need something done to make it more player friendly, because right now they're not player friendly at all. They're very Fox Next money economy friendly, but not very player friendly. When you're getting to this end game content and there's nothing you could do to really up your roster except for getting lucky at red stars, that is a problem in the game, in my opinion. So hopefully with this year anniversary coming up, it gives them a chance to revisit red stars and make it a little more player friendly right now, because yeah, 1 and 2 red star drops really suck, especially when you look at the cost, the actual cost of all these red stars. So yes, Hopefully it will be done soon, and eliminating 1-2 red star drops is a right step in that direction, but there's something that really needs to be done about those higher end, the 6 and 7 red star drops being as rare as they are and adding such a big game-changing stats to a particular character. Next question, ValleyFlyin, what is the best BKT positioning for Ultimate 6? And that is right here, guys. So Rocket right here with Star-Lord and Thanos feeding energy to him so Rocket could do his ultimate over and over and over again, which in Ultimate 6 is very valuable. Minerva is here for that health, and Rocket there as an off tank and spreading defense up and death proof to everyone and clearing debuffs as well. So this is very, very good team for Ultimate 6. Now, if you guys are thinking of running a similar team in Dark Dimension, make sure Minerva is right next to Star-Lord and Rocket is on the other side, because having Minerva getting that energy in Dark Dimension is way, way more important, especially in Fear of the Dark is way more important than Rocket getting it, because he's not doing as much damage in as he will do in Ultimate 6. Our next question, firstly, a personal thank you for the constant good vibes and helpful info you give out. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it is helping you, brother. All right. I love to put all my resources into BKT, finally unlocking Star-Lord. With that being said, what power level would you recommend I leave my defenders at? They're currently at 180k gear tier 11. So that sounds like a pretty good place that you could leave them and move on. But as everybody is asking, when should I move on from the different phases in that farming guide that you put out a while ago? I always say it comes down to where you are in arena and where you are in the raid. So if you're doing really well in arena, he could probably move on from that defenders team, move up to BKT. And if you're doing the raids and clearing the content that your alliance is doing right now, then you definitely can move on. You're definitely gonna have a better team with BKT. But as we'll see for the requirements of this next Dark Dimension, defenders, you might have to start building them again, unfortunately, afterwards. But yeah, move on to BKT as soon as you can from defenders. All right, next question. What are the essential T4s for X-Men in regards to War Attacks versus Coulson team? So let's go into my roster right now. I'll show you what T4s I have on my X-Men. First one is Psylocke. Let's take a look at this one. The Astral Butterfly is very, very good for transferring negative effects. Now, because that Coulson Fury Shield team doesn't put a lot of negative effects, I don't think this one is a requirement, although it is very important for other teams that the X-Men face. Reinvigorate on spawn, always gain evade and counter, very important. Gaining, and when an X-Men ally drops below 50% health, applying evade and counter to that ally. I think this is a very important one, but that part comes from this level 4 skill on that. So I don't know if this one is necessary either. Let's move on to the next character, Phoenix. Yeah, you probably got to do all Phoenix. It might not, maybe not all of them essential for that specific counter to the Shield Fury Coulson team, but you definitely want to do all 3 of these. So special, ultimate, and passive for Phoenix. This one not as important, giving an extra 10% chance to get speed up and assist now. So this is more of a luxury one that you could do. And then Colossus, I think you're going to need all 3 of these as well. So Ring Dinger, Enduring Protection in steel form, and Wolverine is still on the team. So as far as essential, the 3 on Phoenix, the 3 on Colossus, I would say are essential for that team. Our next question, ValleyFlyin, do you think when she becomes farmable, Hela would be a good replacement for Hand Assassin when going for Phoenix? Yes, it would be a very, very good replacement for Hand Assassin, because Hand Assassin is basically a trash character and Hela very good in many game modes. Should I stop investing in Hand Assassin for now? This is where I would say no, because Assassin is currently farmable. Not a great character, but it's farmable right now. We don't know what's going to happen to Hela. She may get the treatment that Colossus and Minerva and Black Widow and some other characters get, and just not becoming farmable at all. And because she's such a good character, I could see Fox Next doing that. So I would keep investing for a Hand Assassin for right now, but as soon as she becomes farmable, take it off and go there. You shouldn't limit yourself for Phoenix because she is that good of a character. Next question, are T4s abilities still being handed out in war rewards? I've only been able to get 4 abilities upgraded so far. It's a massive money grab on Fox Next behalf when an offer comes around, and is there still a way to get them? So most of my T4s are gotten in the war and the raid season rewards that happen every Sunday in my time zone. So that's where I'm getting them. I'm usually able to upgrade at least one T4 per week, and then when that block party comes around, an extra one there. But they're still being handed out. They're just very rare. So it's very important that you use these wisely and only on characters that you're really using a lot. Our next question, ValleyFlyin, do you think replacing shield security with Drax on war defense is more effective because it prevents Brotherhood team from using mag special on Coulson, or synergy with regular shield security better on war defense? This is, there's no perfect answer for this one, because on the initial part of that battle, Drax is going to be more effective. He's going to stop that special, like you said, from Magneto, not get that slow on Coulson, which is very, very important for that battle. But once Drax's taunt is gone, after his initial on-spawn taunt and then his special, his taunt from his special, it's not going to offer a lot of value to that team at all, pretty much. Whereas security is still going to have that value, because once a character drops below 50% health, he's going to keep taunting. So as far as the annoyance factor, I would say shield security is going to be a lot more valuable to that team. But, you know, that turn one, they're going to, Drax is going to help with that counter, that Brotherhood counter. So again, it depends on what you're going for. If you really want to just stop that Brotherhood, I think that Drax would be a good replacement. But if you're looking to stop other teams, I still would put security in there for right now. Next question, just my thought. Haven't opened an orange raid orb in a while. Also stopped opening any war orbs on a chance of them getting mini uniques added once Dark Dimension 3 gets closer. Any thoughts? Mine are all pure speculation. Mines are all pure speculation as well, because Foxnex keeps a lot of the information really close to their vest and don't really allow it out. So with that said, I'm kind of in your situation. I'm not opening my orange raid orbs, my normal ones, or my elites, and I haven't opened a war orb in a while. So I'm just kind of waiting, see what they're going to add there, and see what the rewards for this new Dark Dimension are before I start really heavily investing in these characters. So that is my answer. I'm still saving, so hopefully they'll add more. And whenever a new character gets released, sometimes they have these new gear things that aren't available in other stores. So I'm just waiting till the last possible minute to open all of these, and then once I'm really gonna make that push for Dark Dimension 3 is when I'm gonna open them all. So yeah, I'm saving them just like you are. With Asgardians coming out, who is a good war counter? Who do you think would the best fifth Marauder would be? Gambit, or they go something bigger like Apocalypse? I have heard rumors of Gambit, and he technically was a Marauder for a short time, so thematically it would fit as well. If they do Gambit as the next Marauder, though, I hope they also give him that X-Men tag. And as far as a good war counter, I mean, X-Men counters pretty much everybody, and there's a good war offense team that I haven't seen against that Asgardian, and that is that Fantastic Four. In the footage that we got sent from Foxnex, AIM couldn't counter them, Power Armor couldn't counter them, and the Technerva, sort of like a BKT with Vision in that spot, couldn't counter them either. So those are definitely out, but those are all punching across. I'm sure if you're punching down, there's a lot more teams that could beat that Asgardian team, but punching up, punching across, it's gonna be tough. So I would say X-Men and Fantastic Four right now off the top of my head. Our next question, I'm struggling with lower back issues, has to stop deadlifting. Do you have another exercise I could do in substitute of deadlifts? So deadlifts I kind of enjoy, but they're not necessarily required for a good workout and to get you in good shape. Now, with that said, a lot of lower back issues are from tight hip flexors. So make sure, in addition to substituting exercises that aren't going to hurt you, that you're stretching out and you're working on your flexibility, especially in your hip flexors if you sit down a lot. And as far as replacements for the exercise, rows are also good, working that upper back as well. And if you have like a machine that you could support your upper body with, like a pad there, not getting that core involved as much, you can still work your lats without working that lower back as well. And then obviously like a lat pull where you're just pulling down, lower back's not involved too much in there, but you got to kind of really feel your body. If you notice an exercise that should be good that does bother you, you want to kind of back away from that. And if you try on an exercise and it doesn't bother your lower back too much, then you can kind of push that a little further. But be smart. You know, the main thing in getting in shape is just preserving yourself and not getting injured. So just be smart with your workouts. But yeah, a lot of different things that could replace deadlifts, and I like rows instead. Next question. If you could choose only one team to spend money on to build, who would it be? Asgardians or Marauders? Why only one team? I would get both of these teams, but right now I would have to say Marauders. And the reason is because 4 of the 5 characters are available in the game, sort of. I mean, if you're going to spend money, they're available in the game. And I'm having a lot of fun with Hela, having a lot of fun with Mr. Sinister. I think that cloning mechanic is a little more fun for me at this time. Now, in a couple weeks or maybe a month or so, when these Asgardians are out and farmable, and my answer might switch. But since there are only 3 of them available and they don't have their Thor, Loki don't have their rework set, right now my answer is Marauders. Next question. Do you think Black Bolt will be city so we can have a legendary? No, I don't think they're going to make him a city character. Also, what Inhumans do you think will be on his team? So I would think that Medusa would be the most highly favored, but the rumors that I've heard are not with Medusa. They're with Crystal and Karnak. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Inhumans. What is your favorite team that does not have a legendary character? It would be Supernatural. Supernatural is my favorite team right now without a legendary character. Very, very fun to use. I like their mechanics. Next question. I came across a Blitz, 7-star Strife, and Mr. Sinister. How is that even possible? Even if you bought all the offers, I do not see the math working. What am I missing? So let's go back in game right now, because there is one important thing that you're missing, and that is these offers. Oh my goodness, all these offer pop-ups. All right, so if you go right here, you go to your orbs. Not only can you buy their offers, but you could buy these right here. So there's 675 cores each, and if a player has a lot of cores, they could get these characters up to 7 stars right now if they wanted. So the characters that you saw in Blitz, they were either someone that spent a crap load of money on these characters to get them up to 7 stars right now, or it was a bot. Either one. But yeah, it is possible to get them 7 stars if you spend enough money. Next question. I have completed Fear of the Darkness twice. I find myself with abundance of Gear 14 or Gear 13 uniques enough to rank up several tunes. I'm stuck on who I should use them on. I have Miasma for Ghost Rider / Hela. I love Supernatural, but I know Hela will be important soon. Also equal usage will be the only Gear 13 on their team. Which is better? So right now, honestly, I am saving all of mine. You've already completed Fear the Darkness twice, so you have Ultron, you're good on there. So right now, it's either preparing for current content, which it looks like you're trying to do, or preparing for the next Fear the Darkness, which I am kind of in a holding pattern right now till I find out the rewards. We found the requirements to enter it, but I'm still waiting, because if it's rewards like Enter the Darkness, I'm not going to be in that much of a rush if it's just resources. If it's a ultra meta character that's going to completely change the game like Ultron does, then I'm going to be rushing. So I would just save everything right now till we find out the rewards for the next Dark Dimension. With the new Fear the Darkness coming, what will free-to-play players do if they don't have Ultron yet? Will they still be able to get the old Fear the Darkness Ultron, or will he be only available in the new Fear the Darkness? So the new Fear the Darkness is just another mode. So there's the first one, Enter the Darkness, where you get a bunch of resources. The second one, the Fear the Darkness, where you get Ultron. The third one, I don't know what it's going to be called yet. We don't know what the rewards are. So it's a totally separate one. If you don't have Ultron yet, you still can get him from Fear the Darkness. Next question. In the new Strike Time video, it reveals 3 different traits we need to run Dark Dimension 3. There's a Reddit post with quick math and how many days it would take to collect the necessary gear parts. Please share your thoughts on this. I would like to know your perspective. These seem ridiculous, and I agree. They do seem ridiculous. Oh my goodness. And if you guys have not seen the video that I referenced earlier, the requirements for the new Dark Dimension, Gear tier 14, and you're gonna need several different teams. A few of the nodes you could take in any characters with that gear requirement. There's some of them you're gonna have that city requirement and Gear 14. Some you're gonna have that global requirement and Gear 14, and then a cosmic requirement and Gear 14. So kind of like that raids that are running right now. But yeah, the requirements seem a little excessive, especially when we take into account how much it's going to take to get all these. So this Reddit post that you referenced right here, they averaged out. It's going to take 261 days just to get the parts. And these are not even the ideal teams. These are some pretty bad teams, actually. These are just the ones that take the least amount of orange gear. And Yeah, that is how long, 261 days. Long time. So I'm hoping they would change some things. I hope they make things a little more available, because spending that much time just for this one game mode it's gonna be rough. So now I don't think that this takes into account some of the raid orbs that we're getting as well. So probably a little less than this, but yeah, it does seem very like overkill for this game mode. Next question, do you think Hela would be good in Fear the Darkness with a mixture of the BKT team? So the answer is yes. I think she will be very good. It's going to be hard to get the gear on her because she requires that miasma, and there's not a lot of it going around. So if you have the gear for her, yeah. The other problem with Hela is going to be her gold stars. So if you're not spending a lot of money, no real way to get more gold stars on her to make her more powerful. So those are the two issues with Hela. But yeah, if you have her built up and she's strong, then yeah, she'll be very good on that team. And if you're replacing someone on that team, I would replace Thanos. Next question, what up? First time asker, long time video watcher here. Well, thank you for stopping by. I'm working on getting my team for Fear the Darkness. Currently use Groot, Star-Lord, Rocket, and Minerva. Those are a good starting for. For the fifth, I'm not sure. Close to the items on Captain America, Nick Fury, and Captain Marvel. Which of those three should I focus on? So first, I would eliminate Captain Marvel. Awesome character, but if you're really close on the parts for her, you're not gonna have that extra for Ultron. So I would wait and gear up Ultron, because Captain Marvel takes the same superior uniques as Ultron does. So I would eliminate her right off the bat, unless you have an excess and you could do both those characters. Next is going to be Captain America and Nick Fury, and they both do good things. Both are very good choices. Honestly, I would just do whoever you get the pieces for first. Captain America, very good character. He has defense up that he gives to everybody. He has a taunt. He has a clear. He could clear some buffs off the enemies, and he distributes energy, which is always good, especially if that energy goes to Minerva and she could do her ultimate more. Nick Fury also does some good things. He gets some minions on the field, which is kind of a double-edged sword, because it's going to take some pressure off your team, but sometimes the energy from Star-Lord is going to go to one of these minions instead of Minerva. So kind of sometimes it doesn't always work out how you want it, but I think just the benefit that Fury gives to that team, even if his minions are stealing some of that energy from Minerva, is still very good. So you can't go wrong with either of those characters. Just whoever you have first, that is who to build up. All right, next question. ValleyFlyin, can you make some recommendations on team building for the new Dark Dimension 5 T4s of Global, Cosmic, and City? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be rough, guys, and this would probably be a topic for a whole nother video, but let's go to mfsf.gg right now. I'll give you some thoughts on some of these teams, what I think some people should be prioritizing. All right, and here are the global characters that are available in the game right now, and the character that stands out right away is Ultron. This is the character I think you should T14, and pretty much just mix and matching any other characters that you're using a lot. There's X-Men in here, there's S.H.I.E.L.D. in here, there's Brotherhood in there, you got some elements of power armor as well, so a lot of good characters to choose from. But I think the team that you should use for this global node, is based around Ultron. So any team that could support him, keep him alive, I think would be very good. Interesting character right here is Mr. Sinister. So I like the clones. I know a lot of people are using him in Ultimate 7 with some good success. I guess that part would be determined on how high you could build up Mr. Sinister, but a lot of good characters here. Ultron is the #1 that I'm focused on. Let's move on to Cosmic, and there's a lot of great characters here. You got Minerva, you got the original BKT, you got Captain Marvel in here, you got Fantastic Four, including Invisible Woman, who's a great character on her own for raids. So a lot of good characters to choose from here, but I think the character you need to build around for this one is Minerva. That Minerva Star-Lord combo works so good in Fear the Darkness. I think they're going to work very good here. Groot provides some good support as well. A lot of great characters here. The issue is this one. This city character is not a lot of good characters in here. we got Spider-Verse, we got Sinister 6. Both are good teams, but don't really have that survivability to go through many nodes of a raid, many waves coming from the nodes, especially with this content that should be pretty crazy in terms of difficulty. So I think the only option that you got for this one, unfortunately, is Defenders. Pretty lackluster team, in my opinion. They've fallen off hard. They still have some value in today's game. They counter aim, they counter a few other teams, but Defenders, I think you're gonna have to build them up for these city nodes, just because I think that is the team that has the most sustainability. So as unfortunate as it may be, start building up your Defenders again, guys. Next question: with the announcement of new Dark Dimension requirements and one of them being city, do you think Foxnix will take this opportunity to rework characters, aka Night Nurse, who could be a great character with some love? I think it'd be very, very awesome if they did that, but do I think they're gonna do that? Probably not. That is it for this week's Monday mailbag video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope your question did get featured. If it did not, make sure you are on the Discord server. The link is in the description, and leave your question in the mailbag channel, guys. Yes. Also, I want to tell you about TeePublic, wailing harder. A lot of shirts on there, and there's sales going on all the time at TeePublic. So make sure you check out the link down below. There's also a link to my other channel, ValleyFlyin 76, where I talk about other games that I'm playing, including Dragon Champions. There's also a link to Dragon Champions. If you want to play that game, the channel does get credit. A lot of links down below that support the channel. And subscribe to this channel if you like this video. Smash on the like button. Join the notification squad, baby. And I will see you next time. Check me out on social media and give me a Hulk fist bump for that new Dark Dimension. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out.